Hey Scott, this is Christian. This is for you and your brother. Sorry I don't remember catching your brother's name, but doing your brother's transmission. Um, Pretty much said that it's got forward just fine. It did slip or have some problems shifting, and there's no reverse. So several things that can cause no reverse. So hopefully it's nothing too major, and we'll get into it right now and find out what's going on. O-ring off the shaft. That comes in the kit. As always, go ahead and take these bolts off. I have to just try to get them out of my way. Of course, I already got the bell housing off. I like to do that before I get started because it just makes a lot of noise, like I said before. Take the shield off. And this thing is out of Hummer 6.0. Same year as yours. This piano. Bring it down a little bit. Let's see. Hopefully. Bolts in the basket. Give it a drain. Alright, got quite a bit of metal in here. It is common. Hopefully that's just from your torque converter. Of course, this is a pan gasket. It'll get changed, comes in your kit. Clean that pan up. Right now. Filter, of course, just like the other one, it's a deep pan filter. Hopefully they get it right this time. Don't package it wrong. That gets placed, as well as this manifold pressure switch. Go ahead and get it off out of the way. And again, it's the reason why we change it. A lot of metal gets stuck up in here. It's just an open face solenoid, so it's best just to change it. Do all the cleaning you want to it, and it just they short out really easy. So throw that away, throw it over in the box. Get everything unplugged. The wiring harness. Again, you didn't tell me about any codes or anything like that, so these solenoids are usually fine anyway. I don't change them unless somebody says that they got a code for them. These solenoids, GM solenoids, are good. Like I said, the only thing that ever is bad is the manifold pressure switch. Solenoid out so we can get to your lockup. Set that aside to be cleaned up. 10mm that holds the lockup solenoid in. Set this to the side. Of course, we'll be taking this off just like before so we don't break it. Hopefully you can see me too well, and I'm assuming to see everything well, and I'm not getting in your way. Try not to. This out. Check the springs here, and they're fine. Piston's fine. Not broken or anything like that. So that's good. Clean up. Now let's go ahead and get your valve body off. Got 3 8mm here, right in a row. And the rest are 10mm. Even though these are still check balls and they're fine, like I said before, they always put them in the kit, so you just get new check balls. And then this here, the clip that goes up here, I always set it aside in my toolbox because, like I said, they make different sizes. And if you lose it and try to find the right side, it's harder than heck to find. So. Get this plate off here. Plate. Body plate. That's for reverse. Plate's fine. These gaskets will get replaced. They come in your kit. Send it over to the side right there. Spring, your other accumulator spring. Take this out. It's just fine. Most of the time these accumulator springs are fine anyway. Valve body. Usually they're fine. We'll go through it and pick it real quick. Window clean it up. I'll get more deeper into it because I'll be doing updates to it. And those updates include mostly changing out springs, things like that. But you got some floating valves. Just want to make sure that they're not hung up. Everything's looking good. These are really good valve bodies. So set it to the side and clean it up. I'm gonna go to build it. Clean it up. The updates and all that. Alrighty. Flip it up a little bit. Get this out. There's another check ball that's kind of loose. Give it a little tap. That way, clean it up. And as I'm sitting here moving everything around, don't break it. Screwdriver. Get the band servo out. It's your 2-4 band servo. Hit it to break up that the O-ring in there, snap ring. Pull it out a little bit to expose the O-ring. This one's in there a little tight. Sometimes they are. It's okay. Sometimes they do. Starting to come out a little bit. There we go. Sometimes they just pop out easy. Sometimes you gotta sit here and just work with it. And just go back and forth. It gets a lot of corrosion right here in this area, especially with the snap ring being metal. And then you, on top of that, you've got a O-ring that you got to cut out as soon as I get it exposed here. Let's put this on it, see if we can give it a little width. Get that O-ring now. We have to pry on it a little more. So you just try to get the O-ring up. You can, and then cut it like that with your scribe, and then get a hold of it. It's cut now, and I'm just trying to get a hold of one side to pull it out. This one's kind of cocked in there, so I have to wiggle it a little bit to get it out. The bottom is just really not wanting to work with me. With it when they're like this. I've seen them worse than this sometimes. I have had problems before where you just got to break the cap itself to get it out. We're not going to have to do that. It's just I'm going to have to sit here and work with it a little bit. Just really corrode it right here at the bottom. Kind of clean it as you go. Pry up on it. Best you can. Do a little twist. The thing is to get this O-ring out. different screwdriver. There we go. It's coming up a little more. So they're real good at the bottom. Coming slowly, but it's coming. This must be difficult, but that's okay. We'll get it. There we go. Let me get it out enough to get this O-ring out. O-ring comes in the kit right away. Let's finish getting this cap out. Should be a little more easier now. Still corroded at the bottom. I have to give it a few twists. Now, I'm going to go back in with it, clean it up real good along these edges, get all that corrosion out, and of course along here too. The cap is just fine. Pistons is always fun. You've got sealing rings here, an O-ring there that gets replaced. Spring hardly ever breaks, but that's it there. So set it over to the side, clean it up. Now let's get into your transmission part. You know, most people really want to get into the transmission, but you gotta get some stuff out of the way before you do that. So let's start getting into it. Just kind of get in there. Just on these two parts here. And give it you don't want to do this. There's three parts right here, one here, there. You don't really buy the rooster comb. You don't want to pry up on that one because it's part of the case that can break. So the only two places you can pry up on is this one right here in the middle mostly, and then this one over here. Pump gasket that comes in the kit gets replaced. 13mm bolts. Pump apart. What we're looking at here. 13mm bolts. Put it over into the basket. Clean up. So you got this pump washer, which is fine. And then here's your pump. Looks good on that side. There's your stator. This is your gears. 13 bang gear. Pretty standard in these. Set that to the side. Get it cleaned up. It's a washer for the rotor gear that gets replaced. There's a new one that comes in the kit. Pump is fine. Really smooth, really nice. Got an O-ring here that comes in the kit. Front seal gets replaced. Here you've got your boost valves. Just those will get updates to them when I go to build it. Just checking them right now just to make sure they click free, and they do. There's a little filter right there. If you can see it, that's the one part of it that gets popped out, gets replaced with a new one. So set it to the side now. Get your drums out. There's a nipple right here that holds that band in. Basically what you got to do is just go in here like this, pop that band away from the nipple. Sometimes it just does it automatically, sometimes you got to work with it. And the way this one's going today, I got to probably work with it. Okay. They're all different, they're all going to be, some's going to be different. Kind of jiggle it. You have to. Might have to get it down a little bit and tap it out. There we go. That's it for the band. Put it over there now. Pulls out. This is your band. 2/4 band. Of course, it's burnt up. It's supposed to look like a real bright red color. Sometimes they're green, depends on who the manufacturer is when I go to put them back in. That needs to be replaced. That don't come in your kit. It's something separate. Here is your reverse drum. And there's where the band wraps around and rides. It acts like a brake and stops this drum. You can see it's burnt, but it's not cut into. So that burntness can be sanded up. Use some Roloc discs to sand it up, and it'll be fine. Change these bushings out, they'll be fine there. And where the pump rides inside here is fine. There's nothing wrong with it in there. Let's get these reverse clutches out. As I've said before, you've got two things in all transmissions. No matter what kind of transmission it is, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, whatever, you've got two things that come on in reverse. You got one in the front, this is the front of the transmission, and one in the rear of the transmission. There's either going to be a set of clutches in the front, a band in the back, or clutch in the front and clutches in the back. This one here, this GM, mostly goes with their clutches in the front, clutches in the back. So this is your first setup of reverse clutches, and we've got low reverse clutches also to check out in the back. So let's take these out and check them. After replacing the clutches, got a wave plate there, looks good. What that is just a cushion. When you put it in reverse, it's just help soften it up a little bit. Here's your reverse clutches. They are burnt. Not really burnt enough not to have reverse. You still should have had reverse according to these clutches. So we've got other things to look at in here as we go on. So they are burnt. They need to be replaced. Show you this piston. Got a piston right here on the inside and outside. You got lip seals. Those will be replaced. Take all that out. Comes in your kit. Replace the lip seals. Put it all back together. Clean this drum up real good. Ready to go. Let's check this. It's a bearing. Goes on the back of the drum. They're usually just fine. You also got a shim also. They're usually fine also. It is. Go ahead and get your top set out. You got 3 sets of clutches in this drum. You've got your third and fourth, which is your first, the middle clutches or your input or forward, whatever you want to call them, and the bottom 2 clutches is your overrun clutches, which come on in your manual gears. Manual first, second, and even in third. So pop out this first set of snap rings. And this one here, it's got the old springs. And what I do to them is I throw them away. The updated version that you'll get in the kit that I get is I throw these away, don't use them anymore. And as you can see, third and fourth is burnt up really bad, including those steels. So what I do here is in the kit, you'll get a set of steels that are thicker and a set of clutches that are thicker. It'll close that gap up that those springs created. What those springs were designed for is mainly to soften up third and fourth gear. A lot of the times, well, it never works. Some people go back with the springs, that's fine. I just had better success with thickening up the steels and the clutches, doing that update. There are several different updates for this. This is the one that I like the most. It seems like it lasts longer because what you're doing here is you've got a lot of heat that goes through the transmission. So when every time a clutch or the band applies, you've got friction. It slips a little bit before it goes into gear. You don't feel it because it's so quickly. But as these get applied, the less travel that they go to connect with your piston, to connect with from your bottom and top plate is better because it don't sit there and slip so much, causing that friction and that heat. So so what I do is make it to where there's little amount of space in between there to where it applies quicker. Not really, you'll notice the timing of it, but when it does go into it, it's a little bit, you may feel a difference sometimes, not much, but what it does is lessens that friction up basically and keeps your transmission cooler. The biggest thing that I tell everybody is to keep your transmission cool. The heat is what really tears up your transmission. The cooler you can keep it, the better. So that's one thing to try to do when you rebuild something, is you try to go in with updates that help keep your transmission cooler from what you do as a rebuilder. These bottom clutches here, they're burnt. That's your overrun clutches. As I was saying, they come on in your manual gears first, second, and third. This is your input forward clutches, whatever you want to call them. You can call them forward clutches, input clutches, whatever. It's both the same meaning. They are burnt as well as the steels, which is most common in these or any other transmission because they're on all the time. Once they go on, once you put it in drive, manual, whatever, they're on all the time and don't get released. So they're always working. So it's not uncommon to see them burnt along with the steels. We're going to have to get some steels too. That's all with that drum except for the sprag assembly. Set it over here. Get the sprag out. These sprag assemblies has really doubled in price in the last couple of months. You used to be able to get them for like $35. Now they're like $66, I think. The race there is fine. your sprag will be updated to a newer, better design. This sprag carries a lot of weight of your vehicle, especially when shifting through gears. So that's why it wears out so quickly. You can see they're kind of loose anyway, but the newer version has a lot more elements on it. These are called elements, the sprag elements. And it just works a lot better, lasts a lot longer. So get that updated. Put that over there to the side. That way. Let's go ahead and set this over here too. Get it out of the way. Sorry, don't mean to be in your way. Let's look down in here. This come out. It is your front sun gear, forward sun gear, input sun gear, front sun gear. Lots of different names for it, as well as everything else I'll show you. You may have heard different names for them, but that's several different names. The bushings in there look good, but they still come in the kit, so just replace them. Alrighty. It's not sounding so good. I'm thinking that maybe nothing's moving. When you move this shell, that's your reverse shell. You move this shell, it's supposed to move these gears here. That's another common thing that goes out in reverse. I'm going to try to turn this. There's a snap ring. There's a yellow snap ring in there. You can't really see it. I'm going to have to show it to you when I get it out. But it's right back in there, a little snap ring. It's really a hardened steel snap ring, and they put that in your kit, so it'll get replaced anyway, because I mean, hell, it comes with in your kit, so why not replace it? But the reason why that they put it in the kit is because it is a small snap ring. Sometimes when you pop them out, they'll pop out and go across the floor, and you may lose them or something like that. So that's why they kind of put them in there. It's not because it's a weak snap ring. It's just because of that. Because sometimes when we pull them out, they fly all over the place. But hopefully, I try not to get it out because I like to, have it fly all over the place because I like to show people everything. Let's move this. So that way I can move that. Sorry, on this here, I'm going to have to look at myself because it's kind of dark in there. It's kind of sometimes hard to get to. Even though these snap rings are made for it, still ain't the best. Better than any other snap rings. I think they're called the PR115 snap rings now. They used to call them 700 snap rings because the only thing you really use this for is 700 transmissions, which is basically electronic 700 transmissions, 4L60E, so 4L60. So, but these snap rings are hard to find, so they wear out a little bit over time. And Snap-on is the only company that makes them. That are the right size to get in here. And they sell out of them quickly. Well, they used to. And there you go. There's that yellow snap ring. See, it's a real thick snap ring. Nothing really wrong with it. Just comes in your kit because sometimes they fly out on you and you lose them. Set it over there. Alrighty. Got some gears here to take out. First up is just like before in the other Hummer. They come with these really heavy duty. This is your forward planetary assembly, and the heavy duty input assembly. Other has like 4 pinions, and these have like 5 pinions, and it's made out of hardened steel. The other ones, there's nothing wrong with the other ones. It's just, you know, some people do a lot more off-roading in the Hummers, so they decided to upgrade it with this, which is a good idea, because when they first come out, they didn't, and these used to break a lot. So, but still, the original Planets and all is a good design. You've got this extra bearing here. So that's good. Put all this over there. This. Washer. It's good. That's your sun shell. And this is your reaction or rear sun gear. And see how the splines right there? There's a spline there, and inside here you can see actually the splines, but they're worn down. That's why I can put it in here and move it. It's not supposed to do that. There's your reverse problem, is this sun shell. Even though it is GM's version of the Beast, this is GM's version of the Beast. A Beast will go back in it. Even though they come out with the Beast and stuff, doesn't mean that it's perfect, okay? So when they come out with before they come out with the Beast, it used to snap off right in here, right in this area. Then they come out with the Beast. It don't snap off here because it's a lot thicker. As you can see, this is a really thick. If you've seen another one, I don't have one to compare it to, I'm sorry, but it's thinner metal. This is the Beast. So what usually happens is they strip out in here. And sometimes they strip these out, but most often it strips out and right in here. So this is fine. We're just going to get a sun shell, another Beast, and put it in there. And that's where you can see it a little better right there. Maybe, hopefully, where it's all mashed down. So there's your reverse problem. There's your no reverse. It's reaction, rear sun gear, whatever you want to call it. That's fine. Don't need it. So, okay. Now we got the center support. There's a yellow snap ring, a big one, around the case here. So take this screwdriver, and what this screwdriver does is not only just get it out, it kind of pulls it forward a little bit to you. Sorry, I'm going to have to be in your way here. So it kind of pulls it forward a little bit where you can get in here and reach in and grab it most of the time. There you go. Sorry you can't see that, but it just pulled out. So now you just kind of after you do that, you really don't need it anymore most of the time. You just pull it right on out. Snap ring. Never goes bad. Well, don't want to say never, but usually it don't go bad. So now we got to get that center support out. And one way you can get that out is just take a hammer, just kind of tap on the input shaft. Don't hurt it. It's coming out, as you can see. Hopefully, maybe. Usually it pops out by now. Need a bigger turning a little bit. In a little bit, might we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and beat it on the ground. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just sometimes it can be a bear, just like the piston. Sometimes things come out easy, sometimes they don't. That's okay. Always get it out. If you can see in there, right in here, this area around, it's kind of turned a little bit. Sometimes they do that, and that's when you got to get in there, kind of move it around, tap on it some more, just like the servo just wants to be a pain sometimes. What it is. It's coming, just slowly. Come on, baby. Turn a little more. What usually causes this, and as soon as I get it out, I'll show you. So there's a spring in there. Most of the time it's good, but the reason why it does this is over time it gets a little weak. And probably when it popped that shell, because this is right directly connected to it, probably didn't help so much. So I have to get another spring, which is the only way to get the spring out is to get this out, unfortunately. But that spring protects the case. Alrighty, let's try this again. there we go. I'll show you here. This is, get this out. Right here. It don't look like a spring, but it's called a spring. It's a horseshoe spring. And let's see if you can see it here. Line it up. All right, if I line it up like that, you can see how it's twisted. Okay, so sometimes they do that, most of the time they don't, but that's why this was turned inside there, and I had to just work with it to get it out. Sometimes it happens, and this is the cause of it. And it probably happened maybe at the same time you lost reverse or something like that. It probably twisted. So we'll get another one of these. They're usually not that expensive, maybe a couple dollars. So get one of them. So put that over to the side. This is your center support. This roller clutch here, assembly and your center support, it may have changed size or difference in design over time, but it's pretty much the same. This goes all the way back to the 250s, the 350s, back in the 70s, early 70s. They have kept this, and they brought it over when they made it into the 700s, 4060. This design has not really changed that much. Maybe just size for the case. That's about it. Sprag, they've used the same sprag, same element. So it's one thing that they kept, didn't change, and it didn't need to be changed because it's really good. There's a bearing there. It's fine. Most of the time your bearings are fine. Now, here's your other set of clutches that were in the back. This is your low reverse clutches. They are burnt, of course, but they're not burnt enough to not have reverse. That's the reason why you didn't have reverse, is because of that, because of the sun shell stripped out. Is the reaction rear planet, whatever you want to call it. Very heavy duty for the H2 transmission. Hardly ever goes bad. Same with the ring gear and the bearing. This is the rear ring gear, output ring gear, output shaft, rear shaft. All that's good. So, it's great. Now, what we got back here is a case piston. That's for your low reverse. So there's a special tool that I got that you got to put in there and take it out. And I do that once I get the kit and everything. Take it out, clean the case up real good inside. The outside of the case, if you remember, I'm not able to clean the outside of the case up too good. You know, I wipe it down as much as I can. I don't have a cooker, anything like that. So, but the most important thing anyway is getting the inside cleaned out. So we get the inside cleaned out, all your parts cleaned up. And that's pretty much it. It's just normal stuff you're just gonna need. You know, the kit with steels, band, filter, deep pan filter, and your input sprag assembly, manifold pressure switch. That's your normal stuff. The stuff that's out of the ordinary that you need on hard part wise is you need the sun shell. Need another beast. We'll get that in there. Also, the spring that I just showed you. So those two things are extra. and that's uncommon. I always give people what the most common things that needs to be replaced, and torque converter, things like that. That's about it. If you have any questions, just let me know, but I'll go ahead and get this stuff ordered, and hopefully get it today, if not by Monday. Okay. Today's Friday morning. I got up early this morning just to get this down so I can get it ordered today. Hopefully I can get it today. If not, we'll get it Monday and we'll go from there. Alrighty, talk to y'all later.